Holy dynamite. Bertsky. Back by popular demand. The Bert and Joe show. And the Bert and Joe show now. Like, what's going on here? Everybody's hopping in. Joey Rezek.
Oh, yeah.
Bertsky, how are you?
Joe. Welcome to week 2. Listen back to week 1, and you got some room for improvement here, boys. So, Joey, happy to have you on here. Obviously, an absolute legend in the league. I don't know if many people know, probably the best equipment manager, probably the 2 best equipment managers in the history of the league, maybe even the world. Who knows? Both named up.
Bold
How are you
statement.
doing today?
Bold statement. Before we even
took
get
after Joey, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. But the funny thing is, you know who Joey Rezek took over? You know whose job he took over?
Who's
Ratio.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
For World, you saying, obviously?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, Joe, you're unreal. Not only wearing shorts the entire time, but like one step ahead of the game. You knew what was happening, double IHF. That was incredible. Now we have Peter. Peter's also awesome. But Joe, like, I guess we'll kind of start from the beginning here. Like, the fans want to know. Everybody wants to know. How'd you wind up in Australia? What was it like coming here, barely speaking English? Who are the people that kind of helped you along the way?
Oh, well, I came to Australia 2011, just pretty much for 3 months, visit my uncle for holiday. And I didn't even know that I was still playing hockey, to be honest, at that stage. After a couple of months, I was traveling around Australia, and my uncle told me hey, let's go for skate. And I was like a little bit surprised. I mean, ice skating. I didn't even know that ice rinks here, nothing, to be honest. And I came to the practice with some local team here, just having fun to kill the time before I'm going back home. And they asked me if I'm interested to come with adrenaline for the practice. And I didn't know about much what is adrenaline at that stage, nothing like that. I said, whatever, no worries. I will come to the practice. And from that time, they asked me after a few practices if I'm interested to stay and play the league. And from that time, I pretty much said yes. I'm happy to stay for 1 year, to learn English, because I couldn't speak nothing, single word English. Everything was translated through my uncle or through my auntie. Which is, from 3 months was 1 year, and from 1 year now it's 9 years. And I'm still enjoying that year.
First year, pumps 35 points in 23 games. Okay. But that's all right. That's AIHL. Bert was playing for the Dogs at the time. Whatever. And 68 points in 18 games for Adelaide Tigers. Okay. That's wild. Okay. That's awesome. Let's jump into the next year, which I just think is just absolutely awesome. 45 points in 5 games. What's going on there? Who are you shooting on? Like Neil Boyle or what? Who are you shooting pucks on there?
The Helen Keller School for the Blind and Deaf.
Yeah, I mean, when I came to 2011, 12, even 13, pretty much the Premier League here in Adelaide wasn't that great. There was only 4 teams. Then now it's 5, but it was only 4 teams, and a lot of players wasn't interesting to play that league because it's a contact, obviously, and they have to wake up on Monday and go to work, and you know how it is. It's same in IHL, but these guys just playing that for fun as well, and a lot of the good guys actually was playing the A grade, which is below that. And plus, you mentioned that in the first episode of your show, I was fit back in the day. It's a different story now.
Yeah, it's that's a ball buster right there.
Go get the job done. It
was fun. I was enjoying that. It was something different for me, and the league was getting much better now in the Premier League here in Adelaide, and yeah, hopefully we'll grow, to be honest. Something like East Coast, hopefully, one day.
So you're just sitting at like the far blue line, stick in the air past the main, scoring 10 game or what?
Well, pretty much. I'm doing that still now.
Yeah. You're good at that. You're really good at that.
No, that's.
I'm not doing back checking, man. I'm testing the goalie. People who are doing back checking doesn't test the goalie, man.
Nah, he had 42 apples. 42 apples. So he's just throwing sauce off the pipe. That's it. And then realize what kind of league it was year after he gets 31 tucks and 14 apples. Just switch on the other side of the fence. Like.
So then how'd you get hooked up with the national team at that point? Was it through like Greg and those guys?
No, I was originally I was contact with Vladi Groups.
Yeah.
Because I called him a couple of times as well before I even got involved in the national team, and asking him certain stuff about visa and what's the situation here and there, and getting a little bit more information about the league from him and stuff like that. And pretty much he called me one day because he was the head coach of the national team at that stage, 2012, 13, I think 14 as well. And he called me pretty much not even probably 3 weeks before the trip. And he said, hey, our equipment manager dropped out. Are you interested to go? Do you know how to sharpen a sketch? Do you know how to do this? Are you interested to go? I was like, yeah, I'm in. No kids, no girlfriend at that stage, no partner, no responsibility. I was like, yes, I'm in. And from that time, I was there for 5 years as an equipment manager before I got citizenship and stopped playing. I mean, how many people can say from equipment manager I made the team?
Yeah. What was that like? You knew everybody from every other team that we kind of been playing against. I think you were there 2 years. You were there, Iceland, Mexico, and then played in Romania, right?
Yes, correct.
What was it like to make that jump after watching and getting the itch for so long, and then finally like being there in that moment?
To be honest, I was a little bit scared because the hockey from the bench looked totally different than when you're on the ice. And let's face it, before I came to Australia, I played much better level than the national team division 2As. And when you're playing here in IHL, it's a little bit lower level, which is this league. The national team, the 2A division is something between it, which is I didn't know if I'm ready for it, if I will be keeping up. And I was a little bit nervous about it. But yeah, after first game in Romania, 3-2, I think, win in overtime against Serbia.
Who had that? Paul Baranzelli. Uncle Paulie had the game winner that night?
Yeah, I have my first goal plus the winner in overtime, and I was happy.
You had the winner in overtime?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That pretty much settled me up, and I was fine with the quality, with the level, and plus the team. The boys are amazing. Everyone's around the team. It. Everyone's are friendly, and everything's perfectly prepared, organized, which is it's very fun and enjoyable to play hockey.
Yeah, I mean, something to look forward to every year, and we don't have that this year, right? It's such a void. It's such a void. I'm just looking forward to next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
Look towards that.
I hope so.
One big thing that I want to jump into, what we want to talk about here is the long sleeve blue shirt. For all the people out there watching and stuff and listening, Joey Rezek has this atrocious pre-game undershirt, long sleeve blue shirt, and early in the season, I think you were putting up your jersey to bid to get some quid for the national team, and I said I'll buy that tarp off you. Not for sale. It's not for sale though.
No, it's not for sale, man. I mean, I have this set for so long. Obviously, everyone can see it on the picture. It's very old, but something special for me because, to be honest, I moved to the pro team in back home in Czech, And that was the first thing which I got from my equipment manager in the pro team.
Yeah.
And from that time, I'm wearing that, and it didn't rip. It doesn't getting smaller. I'm not getting that bigger, which is,
It's custom.
that's something which is, that's something always when I'm put on, it remind me where I was, where I come from, and yeah, it's part of my hockey.
It'd probably be like wearing like a Detroit hat or a Whalers hat or something.
Well, probably sounds like a wet dog.
Yeah, no, it's not for sale and probably never will.
Another big thing I get to experience firsthand is Joey Rezek's Tomfoolery action prior to the game time warm-ups. I've experienced it firsthand copious amount of times, and to be honest with you, it fucking gets me every single time. It'll trick me. It did me for 3 years with Fridge. It did me here by myself. It did me this year with JFK, and JFK was confused as shit. Tell us a bit what you like to do. Tell everybody what you like to do.
Yeah, well, when is the warm up, every coach, the opposition coach, standing on the bench and looking at the team and writing the lineup down on his card, and I started doing this probably 4 or 5 years ago, roughly. And always when we come to the drill, when it's a 3-on-2, the warm up drill, always swapping the lines purposely, which is, the opposition coach write my name down in the one line. In next minute, I'm in different line. Or you start crossing that, writing me in different line. And I did it like 3-4 times doing that drill. And no one's know what's happening, because if I'm swap the line, other players has to swap the line too.
Yeah.
To have the drill done. And, the coach doesn't know what's happening. And, yourself, your card was too small to cross all the names and write them again.
I stopped bringing cards to the game. I just said I'll figure it out in the first period.
It's but it's funny. Some coaches take that as a fun, as a joke, like you did, and JFK did when he realized. And but some coaches, they are just can't handle it.
Yeah,
there's a certain coaches in the league which they hate me for that, because I'm just taking piss.
I think this year, I don't think I did it. I think I did it the first time this year, obviously, because you completely forget from the year before. But then after that, I stopped doing it. And then JFK started taking the brunt of it. And he's like, what the hell is going on? But then he started giving up writing it down, and he would just take my card. And he'd look at your card, and I don't have anything written down. He's like, what's going on? I was like, just don't worry about it. I'll give it to you after the first.
Yeah, well, it's something to do. You have to have fun. You have to enjoy it.
Oh, 100%.
I always saying that if you're doing something as a volunteer, you have to enjoy it. Yeah. Otherwise, there's no point of doing that.
How do you get your guys to fall in that? You're like, hey guys, we got this little thing we like to do pregame, blah blah blah.
Well, the Adelaide boys, which they are playing with me for a few seasons, they already know.
Yeah.
They know it will happen. They know I will tell them, hey, now I'm go to my line and wherever.
Yeah.
But it's always hard to explain to the imports sometimes.
Yeah, what's it like? Obviously, the past few years haven't been very favorable, and I can't imagine it's fun to look forward to every weekend. But like, have the guys remained optimistic? I know there's some young guns in the pipeline. Like, what's the state of hockey down there right now?
What do you mean? Like, say again? Sorry.
Like, just the past few years, sub 500 record. I mean, like, what's it like towards the end of the season? I mean, guys start dropping like flies a bit.
It's the end of the season. It's not much the point of end of the season. Last year we knew after 14 rounds we can't make the finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is, you're already talking mid-season, and you have nothing to play for. I mean, there was a situation here in Adelaide a few years back. I was starting mentioning, hey, we should start bringing 1 or 2 young guys to the team and start slowly putting them in because I knew that something like that would happen, that Greg stopped, Josh Harding stopped, Hawks, Sean Greer, all these guys, which is always was in the national team, top players in the league, will stop. I didn't expect it will be all of them in the same time, but I knew it's coming. And, unfortunately, here in Adelaide, no one's ever cared about developing before. I never care about developing players because I knew that I have the core of the team for such a long time. And I was worried about really what is now, not what is coming.
Yeah.
And, when that issue hit us, that everyone stopped and, we have to rebuild, and we pretty much, in some stages, we was taking anyone who was interesting to play. That's not like we can pick. We couldn't pick. There wasn't numbers here. There wasn't people interesting in one stage because I don't know for what reason there was an interest of playing for Adrenaline, and we have to rebuild and pretty much start again from the clear table. Obviously, let's talk about the last 2 years. How you said, I mean, we bring a lot of young guys. A lot of young guys. I will say, in 11 years, I've never seen a younger team than Adelaide in the league last year. And pretty much if the season started this year, it will be very, very similar of age groups. And, it's tough for the young guys. I mean, Bert, you know it, I know it. When we moved to the men's hockey from the juniors, it's tough. It's tough. Doesn't matter what level you're moving to, it's tough. You're playing against 35 years old, 40, 30 years old men, and these guys are 18, 17, 19. You can be fast, you can be smart, but when you get to the corner or battle with the man, you will always lose. Yeah. There's no winning situation for you, really. Because
I mean, the junior ranks is strong, right? Didn't they make it to the final? Did they win it last year? They won it last year.
They won it last year. This year they are finished second, I think. But that's what is everyone saying here in Adelaide. Look, we have a great future. We have the Generals. They are playing very well in the juniors league and stuff like that. The other teams around the juniors league, they are not that great. They are not blah 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 blah. But what is the other states doing? They are always bringing the 1-2 players to the IHL, and you slowly bringing them together. And before you bring another 2, this guy already have 50 games in that league, and is more experienced than the guys which is coming. You guys did very well in Newcastle with Manwaring.
Yeah.
He jumped into the league when he was 17. Now he's what? Now he's 20 or something. Yeah. And he is a great player. He's strong. He knows what is he doing. He's like, normal player in the league. You're not counting him as a young kid anymore.
No, and
you
guys got
you look at confidence too. Go ahead. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys got you got young kids like Jake Riley, you got Marcel McGuinness, Remy McGuinness. You know what I mean? Like you got Jeremy Frederick, you got Glenn Forbes White. Like these guys are like a solid nucleus for a team. You know what I mean? Like I think that
they are
Jeremy Frederick and. I'm a bit biased for him because I coached him like for a Pee Wee team, but him and Glenn Forbes White, like those guys, those two are like a solid tandem of goaltending. You know what I mean? Like if you worked with those guys, and I'm not saying like you guys do what you gotta do, but like I always said, and we talked about this before with Bert and I and other guys, those guys, if you guys ran with those two guys a year, like you bring out 4 legit imports, and like. Yeah. That's a different ball game.
You don't
Look, before last year's season, they asked me, do you think we should bring a goalie import? My answer was no. All right? Because I'm realistic. I knew what is the team will be like. I knew there's a small chance to make a finals last year. And I said to them, why would we spend $10,000 to bring a goalie import when it really has to be NHL goalie to help us to get there. And maybe even that will be tough. All right? Which is, I said, why would we spend $10,000 to bring an import goalie when we have two young guys, which we can develop them? It will take 1, 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
But after that, these guys can be in one stage like a Kimley. The quality of the import local as the quality of the import goalie. You know what I mean? But how I said, unfortunately, there's so much politics here in Adelaide, which I'm not agreeing with. So much people think they know so much about hockey and they never skate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are getting involved into the hockey or into the program. People, which is 3 years ago, they didn't even know what ice hockey is.
Yeah.
Start watching as a fans, and now they are 3 years later. They are running clubs. They are telling people what to do.
It was
unfortunately, that's our situation right now in Adelaide, and it's hard to get better because for the young guys as well, they get tired of losing.
Yeah,
They get tired of losing. You know what I mean?
There's only one house. There's only one ring. Like everybody has to fit on one pad, right?
Exactly.
There's no other.
And we practicing only once a week for an hour. You know what I mean? Like with young guys, if you're developing a team, you have to practice at least twice a week. At least.
And going from that to like, you know, I know a couple years ago it was I think Hawks' last year actually when he was playing. I remember I think Bert, I was sitting with you guys at the pub after a game one time. Hawks had an outline, a strategy, legit a 5-year plan, and it was like it was genius for what to do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, prime example. I had to look at the draw, like the draw that was supposed to happen. Obviously, it's supposed to kick off this weekend, but it puts you guys in Melbourne first weekend. Okay, I know other teams are more financial. I know that. Okay, it's not my first time. It's not my first kick at the can. Why? And one of Huck's big things was, why not have Adelaide play 4 home games right off the get-go? Build a little bit of income. Help the team. You know what I mean? These are things that they have to look at. These are things that are going to be able to keep Adelaide in the mix. They're going to keep the guys at home, you know?
Yeah, you know, we're fighting about the schedule every year. Every club does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not only about Adelaide. There's other clubs which they are fighting for the different schedule, this and that, and rink can't give you ice time because something, you know, and stuff like that. It's not, obviously I understand it's not easy to do that.
Easy.
But if you look at it, I was mentioning that before to certain people. I mean, if you look at our schedule, the Adelaide Adrenaline schedule for last, say, 4 years, we was always starting on the road.
Yeah.
We never start home. And there was a 1 year when we was 6 games on the start of the season on the road before we get home.
Yeah.
And, you know, you will lose 6 games out on the road and you're coming home and you know it will not be that great.
No.
You know, plus the fans, they already know, oh, you lost 6 times. I don't even go watch.
Exactly.
You know, it's not easy. I mean, I understand everyone wants to win. I want to win too. I want to win the cup. Obviously, you know, everyone does wants to win the cup. But I believe the league and the clubs and the league have to realize the situation in Adelaide, because this is not situation which is only Adelaide right now. There was other teams before. Look at Mustangs, and they are started. Look at Ice Dogs. They are finished with -2 points in 1 year. All right, and it's coming to every club in some stages. It may be coming to the Newcastle in 5-10 years, but it will hit every team. And I believe the clubs should help certain ways to these clubs to get back up to be competitive. How you said about a schedule, for example, all right? Or if the clubs have full imports list. Another good imports contact them, say, hey, here's the number to Adelaide. Have a chat with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like that, because let's face it, how many good imports like to sign with Adelaide when they are seeing how they are playing for last 4 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, now
You know
it's
what I
probably
mean?
getting worse now. I mean, there have been some pretty awesome imports to come out, but
And
mean,
to be honest with you, there's probably, I would have to say, the demographic of amount of guys that have played in Adelaide have repeated themselves in another team the following year. So, rumor has it that in years to come, or this year or next year, they're looking into doing a point structure for players. Certain players will have age, everything will be like that, taking consideration the level of hockey played overseas or whatever. And you know what? There's leagues. I know a lot of leagues in the States that have a veteran rule. Obviously we can't really do that because we're cutting out a shit ton amount of people. But you take that in consideration. You kind of balance stuff like that around. A couple years ago we had a Bauer and Easton Conference. It's still a lot harder for you guys in Perth even because you're flying every game. So your budget is just out the window, So how are you supposed to compound that with trying to bring players in and whatnot? You're like, well, already we're at $200,000. We haven't even done anything,
Yeah, pretty much the season costing us around $200,000, and let's face it, that's small budget.
Yeah.
That's the minimum.
Yeah.
All right, which is
and
200,000 is 200,000.
Practice once a week for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Look. Firstly, there's two things to it. Firstly, we can't get more ice time. Right? We can get ice time, but we talking in one stage. We was practicing twice a week. Say maybe 4 years ago, we was practicing twice a week, but the second practice was at 11 p.m. Right to midnight. You got home 1 o'clock in the morning, and you get up 6 o'clock in the morning to work.
Yeah.
Like, how long you can do that? You know what I mean? It's not possible to do that forever. It's hard. But there's not enough ice time in Adelaide. There's figure skaters which they are taking so much ice time. There's a broom ball. There's obviously the local leagues. We have actually 5 leagues in Adelaide.
Jesus.
Which is we have a Premier League, A grade, B grade, C grade, plus we have a summer league. Which is we have 5 leagues. We have so many people playing hockey in Adelaide, but not at the level where we need them for adrenaline. And for one rink, this amount of ice time is just not possible to get 2 practices. There's rumors for last 4 years that there will be built new rink, but I'm here 9 years, and even for my first year, I heard, next year we start building. That's 9 years ago, which is, there's a private person who wants to build a ring right now. I'm behind him. I was trying to, I was have a chat with him a few times. I said, I'm happy to help if I can with something or wherever. But again, a lot of stopping in the politics side of it.
All right, let's go into something a bit more lighthearted here, because that went pretty doom and gloom, dark pretty quick. I'm going to start off by asking Joe, tell me your justification between your choice in facial hair.
It's growing back.
I've never seen a flavor saver on the bottom of your chin.
No. It's good. It's coming back.
No. Or is it just the salt and pepper through here that hides it? It is.
It's a silver fox. It's a silver fox. Come here. It's there. It's just white eyes.
I guess so.
I'm old. I'm getting up there.
How old are you, Joey?
I'm 38.
Not that old.
No, I know. I was just trying to pawn it off like I was an old bastard, but I'm not as old as Fridge. That's what I keep, that's what I keep saying. So Fridge has got more hair than me, guys. Like, I swear to God, he's on Rogaine or something like that.
You wouldn't do that. It's all natural.
No, it's not natural. Fridge had a sick. He came out one time. He usually buzzes his head, but he had one. I hadn't seen him for like a couple months, and he grew it out. Had like one of them cafe style guys, like huge hair envy. I get huge hair envy, big time.
Did you know that they would room together on the road and shave each other's backs?
Shut up! That's a lie. We shaved each other's heads, and I was buckled. I was buckled. Yeah, just I don't even want to tell you when, but if you saw pictures around the loop, you probably know exactly what they.
There's photo evidence, but Joey also has photo evidence of me shaving myself. So just
Actually, yeah, I do. I have a lot of sus pictures on my phone, mainly of my brother-in-law. It's the funniest thing in the world. But
yeah.
I would love to share them, trust me. But he hasn't pissed me off that bad to share them yet. Joel, how's fatherhood? How's fatherhood going? You got a new baby.
Good, mate. I'm enjoying that. Something different, obviously, challenging.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's next step in the life, and yeah, it's enjoyable.
Also, a blessing in disguise not being at Worlds and not playing hockey this year with a young family. Like, what are you doing with your time outside of family? Have you filled like a bit of a void, or you staying active? What are you doing?
Yeah, well, look, I'm like at this stage, I'm still working 5 days a week. We still not shut down because I'm doing plumbing, which is that keeping me busy. But other than that, I'm enjoying to stay home with family, to be honest. You know, enjoying to be with them and do things. And obviously, you can't do much right now. Just keeping us safe, very much keeping a distance. But you know, stay home with the family, enjoying the growing of little one, enjoying that she start crawling right now slowly. Every step it's enjoyable. You know, it's different life a little bit because even you know how you know Bert and Joey, obviously when you guys have a first one, something different. You don't know if you're doing everything right or if you're doing everything wrong, and you don't know what's happening. You think one day you figure them out, and next day you wake up, it's totally different story, which is it's good.
Yeah, I love it with the two girls though. I love it. I don't know. Yeah, having two boys, I lose more hair than I have. Well, look at Bert.
I even trimmed my sideburns this week for you guys.
Man, I'm pretty bushy. Getting self-conscious about this. I can't stop staring at this right now. I'm gonna have to color that in. I swear to God.
Hey, let's play a game real quick. It's called Joey. You know what I like least about you, and I'm gonna start. Okay.
Are you talking?
You know what I like least about you? No, you.
All right, go.
Uncle Jojo. I'll let you guess. I know you know, but I'm going to see if you can guess. Do you know what I like least about you?
I lost on so many games today with a 4-year-old, so I'm probably going to keep losing this one. Do you know? Okay, side note, before I answer your question, I didn't even know what she said, like, what am I? And like, she makes like pretend she's an animal, and I was like, ostrich. She's like, no. I was like, chicken. She's like, it's a duck. I was like, I didn't even know. Threw me off. I went 4 for 5. 4 for 5. Right off the shoot. Lost it. Anyways, I'm going to guess my facial hair. It's dirty.
No, yeah, I kind of like it. No, you're...
My hat.
You know how much I hate when you give me the K text. And you gave me the K text about 45 minutes ago. I don't care what the context is.
Do you know that? I heard that the just a solo response with K was like it meant something, like it's supposed to mean something, like these new kids these days, the new kids on the block. K means like you're cranky. I'm like, yeah. I send K to my wife all the time. She's like, don't come home. Okay, whatever. Anyways, okay, my turn. You know what I like least about you?
Talking to me or Joe?
I'll throw this one at Bert.
When I don't respond to text messages.
Oh, you don't respond to text messages? Honestly, I think that you change your phone number every other day. All right, time this Joey Bert bashing nonsense. All right, time to jump one into Joey. Joe, you know what I mostly hate about you is how you fucking screw me over every single warm up, every single game.
So you know what I like about you? When
Fun.
I can find it at the far blue line and you'll just go bar down easily. It's the best assist ever. Just race up the ice for that +1.
Joe, who do you bunk with when you guys go away to Worlds?
Well, we don't have a really choice. We get told.
Who is your roommate?
Which is every year I have someone else. My first year, I think in Romania. Yeah, I think in Romania I have. Who did I have? Last year I have a Webster, young Webster from Perth.
Okay.
Webster.
My second year, I don't even know, to be honest. But if you ask everyone else, I think everyone's will tell you I'm the worst roommate. Everyone's complaining about me.
Fridge and Ray. Fridge and Ray. I stay with them all the time on the road. They both snore. I snore. That's why we end up getting stuck together. Usually I hit Ray with a pillow because he snores out loud, and then he yells at me for waking him up because he snores out loud.
I stay in the room with Rosnoga. Correct?
Is he bad or
I
what?
think I will take a Ray for that one.
What
Who'd
about
you stay with in Serbia?
what's that?
Joe, who'd you stay with in Serbia?
Hey?
Yeah, last year. Who'd you stay with?
With young Webby.
Oh, that was last year?
It was last year.
What about on the road with Adelaide? Are you that high up now that you get your own room?
Nah, I'm not, man. I always have to fight with the young kids that are telling me what to do. But no, we swapping the rooms. You know, I don't believe in same rooms every trip.
Yeah.
I think it should be mixed up, especially when you have very young team and older players between them. I don't like when it's the old players grouping together and pushing young players out.
Yeah.
I think once you're in the team, it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. You're in one team and you should mix together.
Yeah.
And because it's not you're winning together, you're losing together. That's how it is, and you should mix together.
That's it. I'm like
Yeah.
Bertsky, who if he doesn't stay with Dane, he stomps his feet.
No, they didn't do that.
He doesn't have an answer for that.
It's true. It's true. I literally could probably name you off the top of my head exactly who roommates with whom in every place that we go without even question. Mind you, because I'm the one who assigns everybody.
He's read the card.
Huh?
Said it 100 times. What do you mean? Of course.
I don't even redo it. I just print it out.
Phone notes.
I just print it out. Patty, Richie, Bert, except in Perth, it's Dane, Patty, Richie, Bert, because Richie brings Xbox.
Yeah. That's a good trip.
Yeah. So, Joel, like we said earlier, you haven't had a chance to watch the Secret Life of Bobby Ryan? Get on it, buddy. You got to watch it. You get a chance. Yeah, we're gonna catch back up with you next time for sure and touch base on that. A wild documentary, man. If you have a chance to watch any of the Sportsnet one, huh?
Find it on YouTube. Easy enough.
Yeah. So.
You see this fly going around my head, like doing laps?
No.
Snap.
No, I don't see it.
It's like landing on the top of my nose.
It's called a shower. Take one. Hey, that's why. That's a problem. You know, there's no hockey right now. Bert doesn't get his free showers. So.
Dude, I've been taking more showers now than I ever have in the history of showers. It's ridiculous.
Whatever. Anyways, that's it from here. Joel, thanks heaps for coming, buddy. You're a beauty on the ice. You're a beauty off the ice. We all love you.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
We'll definitely catch up.
Keep up the good work with the show.
Hey, as long as we got top characters like yourself on,
This one could be worse.
could be worse. It could just be Bert and me. Well, thanks a lot, brother. We'll catch up soon.
No worries, guys. Enjoy. See you later.